Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me this picture and asked how you could draw that with the shadowing and everything. Not 100% sure, but if we draw an ellipse, and let's make it 4 inches or 3 inches, and we change our nudge factor to, let's say 2.99, that's not going to matter that 100 of the percent. But this way you're guaranteed you won't have a leak. So I'm going to hit the plus key and let's see, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then hit the plus key again, and I think that's all we need. Now, to make this really work, I'm going to group these together. I need a background because this is kind of like gray. So I'm going to make a background. I'm going to make it, you know what? Well, you can smart fill it, but you can't have it on top of those. And I'll show you why in just a second. But smart fill, this will teach another trick. I don't know if they need that purple, but there's that purple. Now I can hit P, put it in the center of the page. I'm going to go ahead and take my circles, put them in the center of the page. Now we can't see our circles. And the reason we can't see our circles because they're behind because I created the smart fill last. So I'm going to go to object order front of page. There's our circles. Now it's kind of a gray tint. So I'm going to take my smart fill tool and I'm going to set it on a gray. And I'm going to fill these in. I know how to do this because I just did this video on how to create this not too long ago. Now I'm going to take my lines away. We still have individual circles. And I'm going to use the interactive fill tool. Okay, I had my circles selected. So always before you get your tool, select your circle. Get your interactive fill tool. I might not be able to reduplicate that perfectly. Matter of fact, I'm gonna move this down here so we can kind of see it. But I think I can get it pretty close. Go back to the interactive fill tool, then go up to elliptical. I'm just gonna have to zoom in and get the elliptical and put it right in the middle. And it kind of looks like a ball. Well, they did a good job. But I'm going to put another gray like right on the edge. Well, that's too light. And then I'll put another white, or not, I'm not going to use white. I'm going to use that light gray. And then you can just kind of move these out. That's pretty close. It actually looks like it's rounded. Now, what's neat about, I'm not happy with it, but let's tweak it a little bit more. Let's put another light gray. That looks like I don't know what it's supposed to look like, a button. So that's pretty good. The advantage of doing this is now you've got your attribute eyedropper. And your attribute eyedropper will take a sample and then fill in each one. Got a little leak. Still got a leak. I don't know why that would leak. Tell you what, let's try a remedy, smart fill, and then use the attribute eyedropper. Good. Now I can take that. Just for some reason that works every once in a while. No, the original is still leaking underneath. Why is it a leak? I took away my circles and I'm not happy I did. Well, they're right here. Let me get rid of that. Let me left click, right click, and just hit our outline. That should not be leaking, and that's why, I went past the lines. Let's try another order of the smart fill. Look at that. Now it doesn't leak. So I'm going to go and just fill these back in. Now watch, it'll leak when I do them. Well, the bad thing is I got rid of my interactive fill. So just swipe across anywhere and get the elliptical. Maybe I can reproduce it pretty quick. And by doing that, put that right in the center and then just go outwardly and put a little dark pretty close. And then you could put a little light, not so close. That looks pretty good. And then get the attribute eyedropper, take a sample. There we go, no leaks. So they also did interactive fill, and I was really looking at it. They did it like a lot of people would do. This interactive fill is going differently than this one. You can see a shine, and you could do that with the attribute eyedropper, but I don't know if that's what you'd want. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a duplicate of this and move it up here. And we're going to do one of them two ways. So I'm going to use the interactive fill tool, and I'm going to go between here, and I'm going to add a little extra gray on both ends. But then I'm going to put white in the middle, or a light gray. And see, you get that. Now, if we use the interactive fill or the attribute eyedropper on this, it's going the opposite direction. So if that's fine, that's okay. But if you don't like that, what you could do is just redo this one with the interactive fill tool. Swipe up this time, I wish I would have remembered what colors I put, but it's good enough for the video. It might be too dark. No, that looks pretty good. See, now that one's going that direction, which is kind of the way it maybe should have been. So now we're going to get the attribute eyedropper and sample that, and it's only one we had to do. But then I would click off of it and get back to the interactor attribute and sample that one and put it in those. So I think it really looks better this way. And so we're just going to delete this top one. And I'm going to take away any lines that are there. I'm going to Control G to group it. And I'm going to put it right there. You know, the more that I look at it, they did a good job. Theirs looks rounder. They might have beveled somehow. But with it being fuzzy, it's kind of hard to tell. Anyway, I hope that answered their question, and thank you for watching.